is good, YouTube? Quinn Wade Basketball Analysis coming to you with a quick video. I wanted to let you guys know I got some new merchandise available, not just t-shirt anymore. I got different type of t-shirt, different type of shirts and logos that you can purchase on my spread shirt, and also hoodies now. We have expanded and added more to the channel and more merchandise for the brand. Thanks for supporting. It will be in the description and the links will be in the comment section below. Thanks for helping me and supporting the movement. Quinn Wade Basketball Analysis. I'm going. What is good, YouTube? Quinn Wade Basketball Analysis coming to y'all with a quick video. We're going to talk about the extension that the Utah Jazz has made. And it's an unlikely one. A lot of people might not have seen it coming. Some people might have seen it coming. It's about Royce O'Neale signing a pretty good contract for what he's worth and what his value is around the league. Utah traded Dante Exum and they get Jordan Clarkson, and now them and Royce O'Neale agreed to a 4-year, $36 million extension, which is kind of crazy when you look at it that they gave him the 4 years. Usually you don't see too many teams and players reaching a deal that's that long anymore. Usually they try to do a 1-year or 2-year deal with a player option or a team option. No players and the teams are looking for less commitment and more flexibility. And most players are looking for the power. That's why they get the player option. Or you just see a team want to take control of how they view the player and they take the team option. But I feel like this is very random. I really didn't see it coming where even though I respect Royce O'Neale and he does belong in the league, he's only 26 years old. He's a legitimate 6'4" player. He's a legitimate 226, which is pretty good for his size and his position. You look at the fact that he played 16 minutes with his first season. He ended up getting bumped up to 20 minutes, and he started 16 games out of 82. And so far, he has started 39 out of 42 games played this year for the Utah Jazz, giving you a legitimate 29.6 minutes, which is a career high. But he has kept his same efficiency as last year, shooting 47% from the field. Also, he has shot 35% or higher throughout his 3 years in Utah so far, increasing it all the way up to 44%. And on top of that, he's shooting a career high in 3 points attempted with 2.9. He also is shooting 83% from the free throw line, even though he's not getting to the free throw line really at all. He has shown that he can still knock them down when they are available, which is still important. You look at the rebounds, he's averaging 5 rebounds per game, which is a career high, which is very impressive. You look at the 2.5 assists, also a career high, and obviously the points don't really matter because he's not really playing that many minutes. And when Mike Conley get acclimated and he's ready to play full minutes again, Royce O'Neale definitely won't get as much time because majority of those minutes going to go to Donovan Mitchell and Mike Conley, which we all basically know at this point. And then you look at the fact that over the last couple months, like January and December, he's been getting a legitimate 29 minutes. You look at November, he averaged 29 minutes. You look at the beginning of the season in October, he got 27 minutes per game. So this is a guy that they believe can be a difference maker. This is a guy that they feel is a rotation player, and they're willing to give him financial stability and security just because he has done right in his minutes. He has been productive. He has done what they have asked him to do. He fits their core. He fits any lineup that's basically out there that they can throw out there. And, you know, if you got a guy that's that versatile, that can really be a veteran and do what the team needs him to do, plus give you legitimate floor spacing, I think that's very important in a league where pace and space is important, especially when you got guys like Mike Conley and Donovan Mitchell that likes to slice and dice the defense, that like to penetrate the defense and collapse the defense, makes it easier for guys like Gobert and guys like Royce O'Neale to get those easy opportunities because they draw multiple defenders and that allows somebody to be open. And if you got a guy like Gobert that has been one of the better finishers around the rim his entire career basically at this point because he's been doing it for so long, it is good to have an option like O'Neale in the corner or at the top of the key, you know, being prepared and being ready to knock down that three. And you look at Mike Conley, he's a guy that can play in the pick and roll, and you know how hard Rudy Gobert rolls to the rim, putting a lot of pressure. If you don't pay attention to him, you can just lob it to him or just dump it off. And if you do pay attention to him, that allows Conley to either get the spot up three, hit the floater or the mid-range jumper, or just kick it out to a shooter. And the same thing applies to Donovan Mitchell. And I think that that's the reason why O'Neale was, the perfect complementary player for both of these guys. And I really think that it was important to lock him up because if you can get a guy that can play and defend and score playing multiple positions, you have to look at that and you look at the efficiency, you look at the shot selection, you look at the fact that he's productive and you want to reward him. And Utah honestly has been a team that's not willing to pay people. They willing to pay Dante Exum. Dante Exum was a guy that really didn't prove much because he was always injured. Alex Burke was a guy that was always injured, and they still signed him to extension. Derek Favors wasn't as great as we thought he would be, but they gave him an extension. This is a team that's willing to pay people that they draft, and they willing to pay people that is willing to grow and they willing to take a chance and they willing to keep you around longer even if you haven't proven that you're the greatest fit. They willing to still work with you, and that's important just because you are in a small market. You want to be able to keep as much talent as you can, especially the role player talent, so that way you can always have those options. But you also have a team that has struggled to get big name free agents and big time role players to this team outside of trading for them. And if they do, they're either drafting them or, like I said, trading. So it is important to keep the homegrown talent inside, especially if they're willing to take a pay cut or they're willing to accept a role. And that's very important. So I really want to see how this goes forward with Utah and Royce O'Neale. I do think that even though he will be 30 damn near when his contract is over, that is going to be worth it unless a serious injury happens, which I really don't want to see happen. Like none of us want to see that. But I really like this move, and a lot of people won't pay attention to this move. A lot of people won't care about this move, but it's very important to the structure of this team, the versatility of this team, and the spacing of this team. This is a small move that a lot of people are not going to care about it and pay attention to, but a lot of people that really watch basketball really value what he brings, like Utah does. This is a steal, especially for $36 million on that type of deal. You can't really beat that for a guy like Royce O'Neale. And Royce O'Neale, like I say, is one of those guys that can be productive as a starter or as a guy coming off the bench or as a role player. He has that much versatility, and that's why they had to lock him up. But I have liked what Utah has been doing within these last 15 games, really raising their ceiling, and the fact that they just got back Mike Conley when they just been gelling and really playing well together. I think this is a good time because everybody's feeling good. Their defense is doing good. Their offense is starting to look a lot better and a lot smoother, even though Mike Conley didn't shoot it as well yesterday and he hasn't done it all season. You would like to see if he can really find his grip and his style and really start fitting in, because this is a big move that we thought will really take this team over the top, getting a guy of Mike Conley of his talent level on a team like this. And like I said, they had to trade for them and it looked like it doesn't work, but hopefully they can figure it out in these next couple games, or these last 20, 30 games, and really start hitting their stride as they have done without Conley, but doing it with Conley, and finally really being able to make a push for a top three team playoff seeding and trying to get their best chance of going against the Clippers and the Lakers in the Western Conference Finals. I think this team is great. I think that they have been one of the better teams, whether it was going through a tough schedule or not. They have been above 500 for a majority, if not 90% of the season, showing that even with Mike Conley, they were still able to win games. They still was above 500, and even though it hasn't, they'll continue to let this thing play out and not really being too drastic or really expecting so much. They're trying to figure things out. They're taking their time. They're being patient, and they're allowing this team to learn. And Quinn Snyder, like we done seen several years, they get off to a bad start and they hit their stride when the playoffs time is coming and when the playoff seeding really matters, because you can get off to a good start. That don't mean you're going to finish great. We've seen Phoenix get off to a good start. We've seen a team like Minnesota get off to a good start, and they haven't been able to do that. Utah has done that, getting off to an okay start, and now they're starting to hit their stride against worse teams. But that helps your confidence. That helps your team level. That helps your morale. That just helps your energy when you're seeing that y'all can compete, y'all can beat anybody, and y'all can go out there and punish the bad teams. Even though their 10-game winning streak is over, it was just a good confidence boost to this team as a unit. And the fact they're getting Mike Conley back is just going to help them even, better than where it was before. So this is going to be crazy. This is a must-watch team as we see if they can really get themselves into that top four team in the West and really turn themselves into a serious contender. But it all depends on, can Mike Conley stay healthy? Can he be productive? And can he really play with Donovan Mitchell in his starting lineup? Because if he can't, that's going to really be a big weakness in his team, not really happen to guard or respect Mike Conley on the perimeter just because he can't hit a three or hit a shot consistently. Or is they just going to ride Donovan Mitchell and allow Mike Conley to play off the ball and make quick decisions, which is also could work, but that could be the worst case scenario. And even then, Mike Conley still will be putting pressure on the defense and really forcing them to make decisions and making them pick their poison, which can still, make the defense stay honest. But at the same time, it can open up opportunities for his teammates. So even if Mike Conley isn't knocking down shots and shooting that well, the fact that you do have another creator and ball handler and Donovan Mitchell, a guy that can make Conley's job easier, but not only that, Bogdanovich and Rudy Gobert job easier, that only makes your team stronger. So even if Conley don't knock down shots consistently, he can still find ways to impact the game like he has done all season. And that's all that matters, defending your position, making the right passes, making the right plays, and knocking down timely shots. That might be all you really need to be one of the top four teams in the Western Conference by the end of the season, because their defense is just that good and their style of play has shown to translate to W. Plus, like I said, during the regular season, like you done seen with this team, you play the good, the bad, and the ugly, and the great. And it ain't too many great teams this year, but it's a lot of good teams this year. It's a lot of okay teams this year, and there's a lot of bad teams this year. And if they can keep finding a way to win those games against those type of teams, there's no reason why this team can't end up with 50 wins and home court advantage in the first round. And at the end of the day, that's all you can really ask for, because nobody thought this team was just as good as the Lakers or the Clippers, but they was a piece or two away from being on that level. I don't really see those pieces being available right now that push them over the top, but I do like where they at right now, and I still do believe that Mike Conley will find a way to be effective or find a way to help this team continue to win as he is a starter. And even if he gets injured, you still have other solid players that can step up in this role until he can get back healthy, and it's just going to be a confidence boost for them like we done seen the last 10 games before they lost a couple days ago. So let me know what you guys think. Do you think this is a good pickup? Do you think this is a good value? Do you think they overpaid him? Do you think he's underrated? Do you think he's overrated? Or do you think this, deal won't make that much of a difference? Or do you think he won't even be here 2 to 3 years from now? Or do you think that this is the guy that they want? This is the guy that's going to be around for a while, and he bleeds Utah. It seems like he wants to be here. The team want him to be here, and they took care of him very fairly. And I don't think the contract is ridiculous or something to go crazy about, but I also think it is a good commitment and a good value for what he does bring to the table and what he does for this team. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Let me know what you guys think in general. Like the video, comment, like, subscribe. Also, continue to show love. Continue to buy the merchandise. And at the same time, I'm going to keep making videos. Like I said, last year I didn't miss a day. Made a video every single day. I plan on doing it this year. And so far we got off to a good start. Thanks for the love and support. Conway Basketball Analysis. I'm gone.